Paisanos, it's the
Excuse me, princess.
Super Show!
Welcome back to the Excuse Me Princess Super Show. I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
And we're watching the Super Mario Bros. Super Show and the Legend of Zelda cartoon. And we're doing it in air date order, not only so that it's spaced out properly, but because the production order is wildly different from what you might be expecting. And doesn't include the Legend of Zelda at all.
Why would it not include the Legend of Zelda, John?
Because they treat them as two separate shows ever since it aired.
Alright.
If you want to watch The Legend of Zelda, and in this case Super Mario Bros., you can watch it on the official YouTube upload on Wild Brain Superheroes.
On Amazon Prime.
And that's basically it. Because I don't recommend hunting down the DVDs. If you see them, buy them, but, don't hunt for them.
Only buy them if they're under $10.
I think that's what I bought them for.
You've been ripped off. I said under.
Well, how much were they at Value Village that time? Just for the two sets, like $8 each, I think.
And you got ripped off.
Thank you. The episodes we're looking at today are the live-action segment Dance. That's it. And the cartoon segment Jungle Fever, which both originally aired as a package on September 20th, 1989. Let's talk about Dance.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about Dance. It's Luigi's birthday!
Hold for applause.
We should hold a bit longer.
Yeah.
There's not been enough applause.
So Mario comes in with Luigi's blindfolded. Mario's got a pizza with a candle on it. I think it's just one of those candles that's shaped like a bunch of balloons. It was hard to get a look at it.
I thought it said happy birthday.
Oh, did it? I didn't get a good look. Well, I'll take your word for it.
So, we don't know Luigi's age, because he's been around since the dawn of time, and has seen civilizations rise and fall.
But this is one of the first on-screen appearances of Luigi's last name being Mario.
Yes.
It predates the movie for sure, and it might be the first instance in this cartoon, which I think uses it elsewhere.
I thought that it was used in Mamma Mia Mario as well, but...
That was kind of hard to parse out through all of the pseudo-Italian.
Yeah. However, they ended up... Mario got Luigi a gift as well as pizza. That gift being a certificate.
A literal gift certificate, like the full-size out of a manila envelope certificate.
Yes.
I wonder if that's supposed to be a gag or if it's just to make it easier to read for the kids at home.
Can it be both?
Probably.
This gay gift real thing is a dance class by Shaba-Doo. Who is Shaba-Doo? Well, his real name is...
I don't have it pulled up anymore.
Oh.
That's alright. Hang on now. Shaba-Doo. Yeah. Famed 80s actor and dancer Shaba-Doo. Real name Adolfo Gutierrez Quinones.
I'll have you keep that up for me, please.
Absolutely.
So...
Now, Adolfo, Shaba-Doo does not show up during the first pre-cartoon half of this, and at first we thought we were getting shortchanged, but that turned out not to be the case.
Yeah, so, with Adolfo not showing up, we were expecting a medicine closet magic situation again.
Yeah. At least Lyle appeared.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But we end up actually going through and watch the cartoon, come back, and Shaba-Doo also does what Lyle does, and appeared.
Yeah. And he comes in and...
does a dance down the stairs.
And high-fives everybody.
Everyone being Luigi and Mario.
Well, it's everyone who's there. Edison didn't show up.
And that's the shame.
And he starts putting numbered shoe outlines on the floor, as you might have seen in Learn How to Tap Dance cartoons and stuff. And he's going to teach them how to dance, and they have to dance on the numbers, which they start doing pretty poorly.
And on the wrong numbers.
Yeah, immediately on the wrong numbers. They didn't even try.
Like 53198675309.
Oh, you beat me to it. But we quickly segue into Mario saying something along the lines of, "This is my favorite dance, and while I practice, you watch these clips of The Legend of Zelda." And we have more of the next episode ruined for us, which again only speaks to how familiar we are with it, because it's one of the episodes that was worth rewatching.
Yes.
I think just for external reasons, but we'll get to it. But when we cut back to the brothers, they come in their best late 80s hip-hop gear, covered in grunge, of course, because they're still the Mario brothers, and they're terrible slobs, and neatness don't count for jack. But their dancing has improved considerably, especially when they're shot from the waist down, and it doesn't even look like their legs.
Yes. And of course, this episode wouldn't be complete without Luigi and Mario asking Shaba-Doo for him to show them his moves, which it looks like he's not going to. Then he immediately goes, "I thought you'd never ask," and busts out into the best dance that I've seen on this show since I've seen this show.
Yeah. Out of all the dancing we've seen on this show, which is confined to this episode, it was the best. But no, it's obvious that Shaba-Doo came in, and even though he only worked a half day, he did a full day's work. And again, special shout out to whoever the stunt dancers were for the Mario Brothers. They pulled it off pretty well, too.
Yeah. As for Shaba-Doo, real name.
Hang on, I got the rough sheet up. Adolfo Gutierrez Quinones.
I'm sorry, my Spanish isn't up to par, so...
That's okay. Puerto Rican, actually.
So, Shaba-Doo is known for his dancing and choreography in many different movies, including Disco Fever, Xanadu, Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, that's where you've heard that from.
He's also been in Miami Vice, the Super Mario Super Show, Married with Children, as well as The Big Show as himself in one episode.
The Big Show. Remind me what that is?
That's a good question. What is The Big Show?
I mean, I know there's a wrestler who goes by Big Show.
It's a comedy, variety musical television series. Kind of like that thing that the Beatles were found on. In America.
Oh, like Ed Sullivan.
Yeah.
They were found on Ed Sullivan. They just turned up one day.
I'm pretty sure the Beatles are not coming into this series.
Probably not. At least not in person. Maybe we'll have an Alligator Dundee situation, though. I mean, if they could get Ringo to be Mr. Conductor.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine a world where they had to actually repackage Thomas the Tank Engine to sell it because they didn't think it would be a success.
Unfortunately, Shaba-Doo did pass away in, actually quite recently, December 29th, 2020, at age of 65.
Jeez.
For undisclosed causes.
He fell down the stairs. So how did you like Dance?
You know, I
can't believe that's the title. Just Dance.
Yeah.
It couldn't have
it's
been
not
called...
just Dance. That's a game.
Oh, yeah. It couldn't have been called Dancing Plumbers, or...
Oh! And the reason why Mario got Luigi the dance class is so that they could be the best twinkle toes at the plumber's ball.
That's right. You forgot about that.
Which, who does hip-hop dancing at a ball? The
Well,
plumbers.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're going to win easily regardless. So how'd you like Dance?
Middle third, I think.
I'd say that's fair. It's obvious that Shaba-Doo is enjoying just doing a walk-on for a kid's variety show. And, he's doing what he was told to do. He's dancing. He's pretending to show other people how to dance. I think he says a catchphrase with his "You better believe it," which is riffed on 3 times, but I'm not familiar enough with him to know that that's actually a catchphrase or not.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty good. I think it's, like you said, middle third, lower middle third. Still above Magic Johnson and The Orphan, definitely. But,
still below,
a lot less setup than, like, Frankenstein or even the Dracula one. Those ones had more setup, bigger payoff. This is, at the beginning they say this guy's going to come show them how to dance. Halfway through he shows up and shows them how to dance, and at the end they're dancing.
Yeah. They're, air quotes, dancing.
That's true.
Their bottom halves are. We never saw what their top halves were doing.
No, we did. Usually it was just them spinning around doing airplane arms, or at one point Mario, I think, starts doing the, whatever that dance is where you, like, cross your arms in front of your knees, or your knees go in and out.
Oh, the Carlton.
No. That would have been impressive and pretty forward thinking. And then he'd have a lawsuit on his hands, just like Fortnite.
Do we have to worry about a lawsuit?
No. Not yet.
Because no one's listening to us yet?
Yes. I think that puts a bow on it for the live action segment. Middle of the road, but good payoff with the dancing. Kids like watching breakdancing.
No real mentionable practical effects.
No, yeah, they blew all their puppetry budget on the last couple. With the Ratigator and with the rabbit in the hat.
Yeah. The rabbit in the hat was just wasted.
He looked pretty sober to me. Sorry.
Magic was just wasted?
Oof. Alright, but the episode, the cartoon, is Jungle Fever.
What did we think our predictions were?
I couldn't tell you. Dance, I'm not sure. And Jungle Fever, I'm also not sure.
It was late at night, early in the morning, and we forgot to write down what our predictions were.
Well, we don't usually anyway. We just try and remember it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember it. You predicted... I think for dance, you did say it was going to be... They were going to learn to dance. I think you were right on that. Just no guest star.
Yes.
And Jungle Fever... I honestly don't remember what you predicted, but I doubt you could have predicted this.
No.
Just jumping in here to say if you're listening to us on YouTube, please give the video a like and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Every 2 weeks you get the podcast, and every Wednesday you get a YouTube short that's one of our best of clips. You can also find those on TikTok at Excuse Me Super Show. And if you're listening to us on a podcast service that lets you give ratings, please give us 5 stars. Help us get up the charts and find even more listeners.
So the Mario Brothers, Princess Toadstool and Toad are wandering through what is just referred to as the Amazon, not the Amazon Kingdom, or whatever. And they're looking for a witch doctor named Sheldon, who is going to brew a potion to, wait for it, stop King Koopa and free the princess's people. Somehow.
I'm pretty sure how they phrased it was get rid of Koopa, and this is not them trying to commit genocide, just simple murder.
Yeah, the simplest kind. Unfortunately, they're being spied on by shy guys in grass skirts, who tip off King Koopa, who is wearing a slightly problematic disguise of like a bone necklace and a new nose ring and stuff, but he doesn't give himself any nickname. He just dressed up he wanted to blend in with the locals, I guess. And he decides, hey, two can play at that game and I know how to cheat.
His words exactly.
So his first way of cheating is to remove the warning sign from a very obviously rickety jungle gorge bridge. That's after Toad nearly falls down that gorge. And then he decides to dive bomb the crew while they're crossing the bridge. As they're halfway across the bridge, they turn around to see Koopa and his troop there. They quickly cut the rope holding the bridge. And while the crew are planning to just do the cartoon thing of climbing up the other side, Koopa gets the albatrosses to dive bomb them with bombs.
And has a direct hit.
Yeah.
End of the episode. They're all dead. Koopa wins.
Yeah. Point blank, completely nails them. It would have just finished them off, but instead, it turns out the bombs are filled with itching powder. Had they been filled with explosives, it would have just killed them.
If it was a black pit bomb.
If it was a black Pippa bomb, yeah, they would have just been vaporized instantly along with the whole entire cliff face. It's a shame he never had any more of those.
No. It would have put all of us out of our misery.
So Mario, Luigi, and Toad are incapacitated with the itching powder. Princess Toadstool seems not to have been affected by it, or she's just got that royal composure going on. So she runs ahead to find the witch doctor. Unfortunately, Koopa's beat them... No, I'm sorry, I'm skipping a part. They get off of the bridge by Mario jumping onto an albatross and commandeering it, threatening to tweak its beak off if he doesn't pick up his friends and fly them to safety.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. But then Koopa gets a Birdo to shoot down the albatross by hitting it right in the head with an egg, which does a cartoon, egg on face with intact yolk routine, and they crash land. And that's when they get really incapacitated by the itching.
And now I just have the Spirit movie in my head.
Somebody has to.
I have egg on my face.
I don't remember that movie very well.
Oh.
Except for walking out halfway through to go see Star Trek 09.
And then coming back to watch the rest of it.
Yeah, that was a day. But Princess Toadstool comes across Sheldon's camp where he's just treating some people for their ailments, set to the tune of Jungle Love by the time. And normally, we would save that to the end, but it's worth mentioning because all the prints of this episode that are currently being circulated still have the first instance of the cover in it. It was used twice in the episode, and they accidentally only censored the second one. So I'll still put the cover in here, but if you want to hear it, you can actually just hear it in the episode when you watch it. But as it happens, King Koopa shows up and asks Sheldon, the witch doctor, who is he's hiding behind a giant tiki mask originally, but he turns out to be a pasty white guy with Mickey Mouse gloves. And he's, with the help of his assistant Butterfingers, a 2-foot-tall lady in glasses, who I feel like is supposed to be a caricature of somebody, but I don't know.
Koopa asks Sheldon whether or not he can mix potions in a burlap sack.
Yeah. Well, here's your chance to try. So he drags Sheldon off to take up, to mix up a potion that's gonna turn Princess Toadstool into a rock and finally rid Koopa of her attempts to get rid of Koopa. Meanwhile, Butterfingers tries to brew a potion to get rid of the itching effect and instead brews a potion that replicates the cauldron it's in.
Talk about mass production.
Oof. That's layered. Just stop for a second on that one. Everyone else is too busy itching or feeling sorry for themselves to help, so Princess Toadstool storms off to take care of the situation herself, but...
Did it ever get resolved why Princess Toadstool wasn't that affected?
No, either she just didn't get hit by any, or, like I said, royal composure. But Butterfingers tags along anyway to help, and they spy what seems to be Sheldon willingly working with King Koopa to make this potion that he wants. And when Butterfingers blows their cover by basically loudly admonishing him for turning over an evil leaf, Koopa captures them, at which point Sheldon says he's going to splash the princess with the potion, but tells her to duck instead and nails King Koopa.
With industrial-grade itching powder.
Well, itching potion, because it's a liquid. But
It'll be a powder eventually.
Yeah, must be the radishes. But the effect is the same anyway. Now King Koopa's the one scratching. So he just sort of runs away. And they eventually go back to the village, where Sheldon unveils his cure for Mario, Toad, and Luigi's itching problems, who at this point are just lying on the ground too exhausted to scratch. And it's a giant plate of spaghetti, which isn't actually going to cure them, it's just going to take their mind off it for a while.
Ah, as long as you keep eating, you won't itch. At least in your mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, how'd you like Jungle Fever?
It existed.
Yeah.
It happened, and I don't think I'll ever need to watch it again.
No, this one... You can't call episodes of a show like this filler.
But you can call it the trash that should have gone out.
That's true. Well, out of 53 or so, they can't all be winners. 52. But this one, yeah, it just sort of, hey, let's draw everyone wearing grass skirts, and we'll have a witch doctor, who, again, at the very least, they had the decency to, like all of these caricatures, they make him a white dude. And he didn't even have any kind of problematic accent. It was just Harvey Atkin again.
Yes.
And there were Mushroom Kingdom folks there who just looked like normal ones, but have grass skirts. They didn't speak at all. They just nod unmovingly.
A couple of the Shy Guys spoke.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the Mushroom Kingdom guys.
Yeah.
The Toads. But no, it's a pretty forgettable episode. This one is not going to stick in our brains for any reason.
Not even slightly.
No.
We'll remember more about Shaba-Doo than we will about Sheldon. Well, Sheldon might stick in our brain just because, what a weird name for a witch doctor.
Yeah, it's a better name for a physicist.
Yeah.
Bazinga. Sorry.
Stop threatening us with lawsuits.
So the writer is a gentleman named Larry Alexander. This is his only Mario credit. And he's been writing for quite a while. He wrote, just a cherry pick, episodes of The $6 Million Man, The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Hour, 16 episodes of that late 70s Plastic Man cartoon.
We'll have to watch an episode at one point.
I know, I've been meaning to. I think it's out on DVD now. The IMDb thing is a picture of its cover, so that gives you that info. And just for Aaron, he wrote one episode of MacGyver.
I'm a big Stargate fan. That's why it's important.
I'm a big Star Trek fan, so I love MacGyver. The cover song, as we talked about, was Jungle Love by The Time, a group that's well known for its association with Prince. And this song, Jungle Love, actually appeared in the movie Purple Rain.
Special thanks, as always, to the Super Mario Bros. Super HQ channel on YouTube. Link in the description below for the cover song.
And let's see. In terms of... What's that?
Not to be confused with Chocolate Rain, where some stay dry and others feel the rain.
It's
or pain.
True. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was pain. And then you lean away from the microphone to inhale.
Yeah.
Along with being Princess Toadstool, Jeannie Elias was the voice of the Shy Guys, the Birdos, and Butterfingers, the assistant. John Stalker was an albatross, and King Koopa's Harvey Atkin was once again Triclyde, and was also Dr. Sheldon, as we mentioned. And it's usually pretty easy to pick out a Harvey Atkin voice. And this was no different. So, how do you rate Jungle Fever? Oh, and Jungle Fever is a nickname for malaria. You can keep that in mind if it helps you.
Oh, I'd rather have been like... No, I take that back. I do not want malaria. I don't wish that upon anyone. However, my rating for Jungle Fury is a solid...
Jungle Fury?
Yeah.
The Power Rangers season?
Yeah, a solid 9 out of 10.
Jungle Fury was pretty good.
Yeah.
Now how about Jungle Fever?
Okay, go back and just rate Power Rangers RPM next.
Do you want us to just start at the top?
No, I want to start at the best. But for Jungle Fever, I would give it 5 Black Pippa bombs out of 10.
There weren't even any Black Pippa bombs in this episode.
It would have made it a lot better if there was.
Fair enough. Well, it's your rating. So 5 black Pitpa bombs for Aaron, which totally makes sense.
Doesn't make sense in the sense of the episode, but I think for the sense of this podcast, and the fact that we could have been put out of our misery so much earlier if Koopa was competent.
Yeah, he actually nails them with a bomb, and it's the kind that doesn't kill you. As for my rating, I'm gonna say 4.5. As much as that Star Space one last time bounced off of me, it's memorable. This one is just kind of weak. So I'm gonna say 4.5 Birdos in grass skirts.
All right.
But if you do want to reach out to the show, leave comments on the YouTube version, on the YouTube channel, Excuse Me Super Show.
Find us on X, formerly Twitter, at Excuse Me Sup Show.
And email us at excusemesupershow@gmail.com.
And finally, you can also give us a phone call if you have our numbers. If not, don't bother. We won't answer.
Yeah, we'll just assume you're spam. Alright, we'll get your predictions for the next episode. Are you ready?
Yes.
The live action segment, and this might be leading a little, is Cher's Poochie.
How do you spell shares?
Cher.
It's them learning how to share,
Poochie?
Yeah, which is, they end up getting a dog named Poochie. And, they're, both being, hogs, trying to, pull the dog apart, old cartoon style.
So you think the spelling of Cher is a dodge?
Yes.
Very good. I have to go now. My planet needs me. And the cartoon is Brooklyn bound.
They finally clean up the Brooklyn Bridge. Wait, no. No, this is the cartoon, not the live action. Mario's mother isn't making them clean up the Brooklyn Bridge in this, in the cartoon world.
She transcends into the cartoon world and asks why they didn't clean the Brooklyn Bridge.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would. And I do vaguely remember this one, so I'm going to abstain from my own prediction.
However, my actual prediction for this one, this is going to be them being transported to Brooklyn, and they're trying to get back before Koopa can cause too much harm to the Mushroom Kingdom.
I think you're pretty close, actually. I think it's yeah, they could finally get back to Brooklyn, but their job isn't done.
Yeah.
But don't worry, that'll become less of a concern as the show goes on, that I can tell you.
Hoping that his next leap will be his leap home. However the Quantum Leap theme goes.
Yeah, that's just it. I don't remember the actual Quantum Leap theme song. I remember the theme.
Yeah.
Especially when it became overtly religious.
Oh.
But if you want to get overtly religious, that'll have to wait until next time. Because I'm John.
I'm Aaron.
And until next time, do the Mario!